Welcome to the stream. If you're new, my name is Brian Craig, and this is where MAGA comes to talk. All right, now there's a few things that we've got to cover on the stream today, and there's a couple of things in particular that are incredibly disturbing. One is a follow-up to something I talked about on my last stream, and then through the course of researching this story, I found something out that is disturbing, very sick, and disgusting. And maybe disturbing, sick, and disgusting are three things that mean the same, but it's very disturbing what I found out, which I'm going to get to in a little bit, although this first story I have is very disturbing. Now, Glenn Beck, I've had a lot of criticism for Glenn Beck over the years. I mean, Glenn Beck was a never-Trumper and all of that, but Glenn Beck has done something good. He's done something spectacular, and he has uncovered something that we really need to talk about, and we need more information, and we need more people looking in to this story. Now, this is a follow-up with some more detail on something I did cover yesterday a little bit. This is from The Blaze. Fox News whistleblowers expose company support for far-left charities. And they're not just far-left charities. These are the worst. And we're going to go through this. Now, what had happened, give you a little background. There is an ex-Fox News employee who works at The Blaze with Glenn Beck. And this ex-Fox News employee was contacted by some current Fox News employees about this charity business that is going on at Fox News. Fox News has an online charity portal set up. It's in-house, it's in-company, it's for people that work at Fox News and Fox Business and all of those Rupert Murdoch-owned properties. I'm assuming it would apply to the New York Post and the Journal, but certainly we know it applies to Fox News, which covers Fox Business. And you go, and this is an internal company platform. You go in here, you donate money to a charity, and Fox News will match your donation up to $1,000. Now, that sounds like a good thing until you get into some of the charities that are covered. Now, let me go through this story in The Blaze. Fox News viewership has historically leaned right and favored Republican causes. While the company wears a conservative face on air, it appears that behind closed doors, Fox is willing to lean left or in whatever other direction the wind is blowing. Insiders have revealed to The Blaze that Fox will subsidize some of the very activist groups that despise and seek to ruin Fox News' viewers, and they have evidence of this, and we're going to get right into it. Listen to this. Fox Giving is the name of this app. Fox Giving is an app in the company portal that facilitates charitable donations via the Canadian-based donation management platform, Benevity. Fox will match donations up to $1,000 to various organizations that satisfy the company's criteria. While on its face, now this I'm reading from The Blaze, guys, while on its face this appears to be little more than an attempt at corporate benevolence. I lost my place here. Okay, here we go. The company is willing to match donations to the Satanic Temple, the Trevor Project. Now, the Trevor Project is not just an LGBTQ plus organization. They're involved in gender changes for kids and everything else. So the Satanic Temple, Fox News, think about this. Fox will match donations to the Satanic Temple, this LGBT transitioning organization, the Trevor Project, and, of course, Planned Parenthood. And even local Planned Parenthood branches, as well as the Southern Poverty Law Center, which is a hardcore leftist activist group, okay? The Satanic Temple, of course, is an atheist leftist organization that has distributed satanic literature to children, publicly performed unbaptisms. I've never even heard of such a thing. Unbaptisms, that is the devil's work right there. I've heard of people walking away from the church or losing their faith, which is upsetting, but I've never heard someone go through a process where they undo a baptism. These are the charities that Fox News is matching donations to. In fact, the reporter, the investigative reporter that works for Glenn Beck, through Fox News insiders, went on this platform and tested it out. The Satanic Temple is an atheist organization that has publicly performed baptisms sought to ensure that women can legally have their unborn children aborted through a religious abortion ritual. I mean, a religious abortion ritual? I mean, this is insanely evil. And erected statues of, I'm not even sure what this is. Now, Southern Poverty Law Center is very left-wing. I'm not going to go through them. The Trevor Project is an activist group that seeks to end suicide among LGBTQ young people. That's a good thing. We want to end suicide. But they actively promote gender ideology and woke propaganda. The Trevor Project claims that gender is a social construct that holds fast to the notion that sex change and cross-sex hormone therapies can be meaningful remedies for at-risk teens. So they're also matching donations to a sex change operation, activist organization for teenagers. And of course, Planned Parenthood, I don't need to tell you what Planned Parenthood is all about. You guys already know. So now here's the thing, okay? And Glenn Beck talked a little bit about this. By the way, the phones are open. If you'd like to call in on the stream, you are certainly welcome. The number is toll-free, same number I use during the week. No matter where you're listening, no matter where you're watching, you can call the stream live at 1-888-465-2631. 888-465-2631. It's a toll-free call no matter where you're watching. Okay. Now, Glenn Beck made a point here. He says they're doing this, Fox News is doing this through a third-party app, right? And maybe they weren't aware of this. They reached out to them. In fact, Glenn Beck and the Blaze held back on this story for a while because they were trying to get a response from Fox before they went public. Fox has not responded. And Glenn Beck said, hey, listen, I was expecting, this is what he said he was expecting. Glenn Beck said that he was expecting Fox News to get back to them and say, we had no idea this was a third-party app and we're suspending that. We're going to find another charitable app or website to do this through. But they didn't do that. So if you are an employee of Fox News or Fox Business right now and you donate to the Satanic Temple or Planned Parenthood, Fox News will match you up to $1,000. This is a big deal. And it's amazing to me that CNN and MSNBC are not all over this story. In fact, other than Glenn Beck and the Blaze and myself, there's only been one other person that I've heard do any coverage of this, and this is Eric Bolling. Last night on Newsmax had Glenn Beck on and went over it with Glenn Beck. And I did watch that interview, and I saw the interview with Glenn Beck with Eric Bolling, and I said, I gotta share this. William Livingston, $10 super chat. Thank you. Trump should do some event while each debate is happening. Right on the money, William. I agree with you on that. This story has to be exposed. So, I'm going to ask you guys to take this stream and share it on all your socials. People need to know about this, okay? People need to know. And I agree with Glenn Beck. If Fox News said, we had no idea that you could donate to these terrible organizations through this program we're in, we're out and we found a real, a Christian or a conservative or a moral charity app that we're working through, I would give them a break on that. I'd say, you know what? Okay, who would think that such thing was even possible? But they're still doing it even after they've been informed. So, question is, what is going on with Fox News? And they got Hannity's girlfriend that's on there in the mornings. I know you guys don't watch because Fox and Friends is on weekdays when I'm on. So I know you guys are watching me, not Fox and Friends, right? But his Hannity's girlfriend is on Fox and Friends, and she does Bible studies and things on the Fox Nation app. So how can she be taking part in an organization, Fox News, that's donating to the Satanic Temple? Hey, listen, I'm a tolerant guy, but there comes a line when Fox News is supporting this, and this is not a stretch. I mean, this is not a stretch. This is happening. It's happening. It's reported on the Blaze, and it's reported in the Gateway Pundit. And I have tweeted also stories from both the Blaze and the Gateway Pundit on this, and Newsmax with Eric Bolling, as I said, had Glenn Beck on last night, and they covered this. This is a big, big problem. Fox News has been infiltrated. And the question is, when did this happen? And who has infiltrated them? Right? When did Fox News make, Ainsley Earhardt? That's right. Shame on Ainsley. Shame on her and everyone else. And Hannity. This is disgusting. Disgusting. I would have a very difficult time working someplace that was giving money to the satanic temple that does unbaptisms and abortion ceremonies. I mean, that's insane. And Planned Parenthood. I mean, there's no apologies that could make good on this unless they immediately drop this and said we had no idea and they meant it, and then apologized and then got involved. When was Fox News taken over by these Satanists? Something's happened. Fox News, when they were brand new, they did something that was very upsetting. But Fox News was not very famous yet. They weren't number one. Fox News didn't become number one till after 2000, really after 9/11, but after 2000. They were on for about 6 years, and they weren't that popular, Fox News. But when Fox News was new, some of you may remember this. Most of you probably don't because it wasn't on that long. But Matt Drudge did a weekend show before Matt Drudge got all weird and leftist like he is today. He was, pretty conservative. Matt Drudge had a weekend show on Fox News, and Fox News fired him for something he put on the air. This was, you got to understand, this is like 25 years ago, right? At least close to it. Between 20 and 25 years ago, there was a photograph, and it was the first time a photograph like this had ever been seen. And it was a woman that was pregnant, and she was having a cesarean, and they had cut her open, and the baby's arm reached through the incision. The baby was still in the womb, but the arm of the baby reached through the incision on the mother. And someone snapped a photo, and this photo was all over the internet. People were talking about it. And Matt Drudge showed the photo on his weekend Fox News show, and they fired him for it. And that was the early days before they were famous. Now, and it was controversial when they fired him for it, and people were ticked, but they had not become the number one powerhouse in the place conservatives went yet for cable news, so it's kind of been a forgotten thing. And the fact that Fox News has so many people there that are pro-abortion and pro-Planned Parenthood, that doesn't surprise me because television, is part of the entertainment world, and women in television want to look good, and a lot of women that are on television, even on conservative things, have had abortions. Okay, that's just something that kind of sadly happens. That does. I'm not excusing it, but I know that that's probably why they're so soft on Planned Parenthood over there. I'm not excusing it. It's bad. But the Satanic Temple, supporting the Satanic Temple is like supporting Nazis. There's just certain things that if you're connected to, you have nothing, you sever the ties immediately. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Good morning, IB in Broward. Can you hear me okay?
I can hear you fine. How you doing?
Great. And it's B as in Brian, B as in boy. You always say D as in David, but
okay.
It doesn't matter. Nice to hear from you. Nice for the show. I'm in a rush. So remember back in the Target thing where the actress was making the false accusation about, someone didn't move the clothes, destroyed the clothes. I saw it on the ground. Lie.
I can't remember who was that actress. I forgot who that actress was.
Hold on. Before train of thought. I went into corporations and companies being infiltrated by having a seat on the board by getting 10% of the company shares. And I told you that Target was just a minute thing of what was going on in the bigger picture. So this new religious thing and the baby thing, I know about it, but now you're informing the people even in a more with a more of a picturesque kind of a paint. Who does that? Now do you see when I say microcosm the Target thing? Do you see a bigger picture now?
Oh yeah, there's a big picture going on. I'm uncomfortable around atheists. Okay, I'm not. I'm not uncomfortable about people of different religions. I'm uncomfortable around. I'm uncomfortable around atheists. I've never been around a true Satanist before, at least not knowingly. And I can think of nothing more evil than being a Satanist. And I this story here, it's hard for me to believe that it's even real, but it is.
I know. So microcosm here's look. My brother is an atheist. Okay, I don't know how deep it goes. So don't even go there. so I understand where you're coming from. The way their way of thinking. And so he believes in the earth, the sky, and the moons and the mountains. But I never had a sit down conversation about how come you don't really believe in God. And we grew up in the same area. I grew up in a Baptist church. I consider myself Baptist or Christian, but yet my brother's an atheist. So I got a little bit. I got something to say about it. But I just wanted the viewers and listeners to understand the bigger thing of what's going on is really huge. There's so many arrows, like the old witch on the broom, Nancy Pelosi, say, "Oh, we have a lot of arrows in our quiver." These people have a lot of dangerous things going on.
Well, what do you think? Listen, Fox News was not always this way. When did this turn happen? It didn't happen in 2020. This is something that's happened over a period of many years, an infiltration of Fox News by some very bad people.
The only snake that waits is a boa constrictor or a python. The other snakes sliver and they get to their prey eventually. These people they've been in place and they've been moving around. As you see, everything that goes on in politics, the same people who did this over there that moved on to this other job over there that knows this person over there, and all they do is just keep revolving and going round and round. The same people that is destroying us, the people. Listen, you Democrats, if you guys on the listening ear right now, we got to get rid of them all. Okay, we got to get rid of them all. Okay, that's all I have to say. Talk to you guys later. Bye.
All right, take care. Take care. Yeah, you're welcome to call in. The number's toll free, 1-888-465-2631. 888-465-2631. It's a toll-free call no matter where you're watching the stream. Yeah, this is and I gotta say, Ainsley Earhardt over there on Fox News with her Bible study classes, she has some explaining to do. Now, if you're hearing some text message dings, that's not your phone, that's my phone. I'm in a group text, and I thought I muted my text, but it won't let me mute. And, oh my goodness. Oh, I just got to text 2 people. This is amazing. I just say, I talk about our cruises sometimes. 2 people that are listeners that met on our last cruise just got engaged. I just got a group text message. Isn't that crazy? 2 of our listeners that went on our last cruise just got engaged. Wow. Isn't that something? I'm like a matchmaker now. So congratulations to them. I don't know. I don't want to say their names yet, even though I'm in a group text. I don't know if they've told everybody, so I'm not going to say the names of the 2 people. But if any of if you were on the cruise, you probably know who I'm talking about. That's pretty amazing. Our cruise is like the Love Boat. So that's disturbing about Fox. And what happened? This next story I have, I found out as a result of that. So. I knew that Glenn Beck had been on with Eric Bolling. I saw on social media talking about this. So I went on YouTube this morning and watched the interview with Eric Bolling of Glenn Beck on this Fox News story that I was just sharing. And you guys know how YouTube works. You watch something, and then all of a sudden you get recommended other things that are of a similar theme. And I found something out that just blew my mind. And this is a problem that's running so deep. Now, do any of you guys listen to Christian music? I mean, like modern Christian, like Christian rock or Christian pop. I don't so much anymore. I don't listen to music all that much because I'm so busy following the news and everything. And when I do, I'm listening to 80s and 90s stuff. But I enjoy Christian music, and my wife and I used to listen to a lot of Christian music. We even went to a Christian concert once. And I remember sometimes, because some of the Christian artists are incredibly talented. And there's Christian rappers, Christian rockers, Christian pop, Christian everything. If there's a genre, there's a Christian genre to go along with it. And I remember thinking, I would talk to my wife, Kathy, sometimes. I would say, do you think these Christian singers are really Christian? Or have they gone the Christian route because they can become a star there easier than they can in the regular secular world of rock or pop or whatever genre they're in? And that's something that you never really know. Well, I had this video recommended to me today, and this just blew my mind. And there's an article here I'm going to share with you, and then a photograph that just really is very disturbing. Look at this. There's a Christian artist. I don't follow Christian music, right now, the current stuff, so I don't know who all these people are. But look, Similar is this Christian singer, right? Similar touts success of single Faith as the queer artist charts in Christian music during Pride Month. This is an openly gay Christian musician who, for a period last month, which was Gay Pride Month, had the #1 song, Faith, on the Christian charts. This is an out-of-the-closet, gay activist Christian musician whose song was charting #1 on Christian charts. That's outrageous. I remember my wife and I went to a Christian concert once, and it was for a very big singer. I cannot remember her name. It was a girl, and she was very big, and it was at a church, and between songs once, she was talking about how she was a virgin. Now, she's married with kids by now, probably. And she has this whole thing about how she's a virgin and was living a Christian lifestyle and everything. Now we have openly gay activists that are not just Christian musicians, but they're out-of-the-closet gay activist Christian singers and artists that are at the top of the Christian music charts. That just is something that should not be, all right? Let me go through this article, and then I found a photograph on their Instagram that really was upsetting. Grace Baldridge, a singer and songwriter who goes by the stage name Similar, took to Twitter on Thursday, which was June 29th, to celebrate the success of her single Faith, which briefly charted as the #1 song on the iTunes Christian category. She celebrated that as a queer artist, she was charting in a Christian category during LGBTQ plus Pride Month. I really can't believe it, she tweeted. We got a queer artist to chart #1 in Christian music during Pride Month. Faith forever. Thank you. The popular song opens with a clip of a sermon delivered by Billy Graham. This is how the song opens up. The popular song opens with a clip of a sermon delivered by Billy Graham, in which Billy Graham says, "That's the question. Jesus Christ, who are you?" Faith goes on to explore Similar's struggle to remain a part of the Christian community, despite the fact that my religion turned against me. Christianity has always said that homosexuality was a sin. That's not something new. Christianity just didn't wake up and rewrite the Bible. Then she goes on, but I still have faith when you call my name. Never been the same, Similar sings in the song's chorus. I still have faith. How you comfort me when they comfort me. Call that mercy. Now, of course, gays and other people, we're all sinners. So sinners of all stripes are welcome in every church. But you're supposed to go and repent for your sins, right? You're not supposed to go and have your sins, have the church tell you that your sins are okay and to continue living in a sinful life. You're supposed to repent. This is a big change in Christian music. And I'm really disturbed. And I know some of you have got to have children that are involved in listening to Christian music. This is something that really needs to be looked into. How many other Christian singers are like this? In the past few years, by the way, this article is from a website called churchleaders.com. In the past few years, Similar has garnered attention from both fans and critics for being openly gay, as she is a Christian. So she's openly, I'm a gay Christian and I'm a gay Christian singer. She's vocally advocated for herself to be included in the conversation of mainstream Christian contemporary music. Now, of course, this person can still go on to have a singing career, but should they be Christian singers? Should they be on the Christian charts? You know, if they're connected to a label that's a Christian label, should the label drop them? What's going on here? And I find it hard to believe that this person's unique. Or this has got to be mainstream. This is just news to me. Have any of you heard about this craziness that's going on in the world of Christian music? I mean, we're talking about Jason 2 times this week. We're talking about music, Jason Aldean and that great song. And now we're getting this. In 2021, Similar went viral on TikTok after attending a Switchfoot concert at which she attempted to get John Foreman, the band's frontman, to express affirmation towards the LGBTQ plus community. While Foreman did not hear similar shouts from the crowd at the concert, he did see her video and issued a response with a video of his own. Now, that video, from the best I could tell, he has removed. But in the video, this other Christian singer said this: "Yes, I support your rights to freedoms." Excuse me. "I want you to feel loved and supported. I want you to feel treasured and valued and seen. I want all love and joy and beauty and truth for you," Foreman said in the video. Though Foreman's words were somewhat vague, Similar took him to mean that he is LGBTQ plus affirming. Has Christian music gone woke? Is this normal and mainstream in Christian music? Or is this an outlier? I think it's become more normal than we probably realize, or this person wouldn't have been #1 on the Christian charts this week. Last year, Similar unsuccessfully petitioned to be considered for the Gospel Music Association's Best New Artist Award at the Dove Awards, coming off a tour which she served as the opening act for the longtime popular Christian brand Reliant K. Similar felt that a recent rise in popularity was worth considering. Well, I'm glad that the Gospel Music Association did not name her the Best New Artist, but is it appropriate for this other Christian band to have an openly gay activist Christian singer who's saying Christianity turned against them as their opening act? This is a big problem. Listen, what's going on in this country is insane. And I went and looked up this Similar because I'd not heard of this person before. And I went to their Instagram and I took a screenshot and I posted it to my Twitter. And, we were talking about the satanic thing earlier. Let me ask you this. Would this fit in your mind along the lines of satanic? It does to me. This is from that Similar, the gay activist Christian singer. This is from their Instagram. Look at this. She took a cigar, made a cross out of it, and she's burning the cross at both ends, by the way, and smoking it. And I'm uncomfortable really even showing this photograph, but it's got to be seen. I mean, if someone is smoking and burning a cross, what does that mean to you? Is that satanic to you? It is to me. This is crazy. And I really want to think that this is an outlier in Christian music, but we've got 3 Christian music acts that are top acts, right? The band that praised the singer, and the band that she's doing the opening act for. That is unacceptable. That is unacceptable. And this person, whoever is their label, if they're a Christian label, needs to drop them. They need to go find like a like a Hollywood label or a New York label, not a Christian label. And if you're a Christian band and you're having this person that's burning a cross at both ends as your opening act, you got to fire them. This should not be allowed. This is now listen. This person is obviously welcome in the church and in the world of Christianity because we want people to overcome sins and everything. But this is beyond just. This isn't like someone who's gay and Christian. This is someone who's telling you that the Bible's wrong, that they're right, and then they're committing this act of burning a cross at both ends. I've never seen. I mean, this is like Ozzy Osbourne-like stuff. This is, and I know a lot of people are always talking about demons and Satan and apply that to people all the time, and I don't do that very often. But this is devil stuff right here, and this really to me is satanic, and this is like demon stuff. And I don't know. You guys, you share with me your thoughts on all of that. I'd very much like to hear your thoughts on that. By the way, if you'd like to call in, please do. Our number 1-888-GO-CANE, 1-888-465-2631. I want to tell you all about the Mighty MAGA Lion. You know, this Mighty MAGA Lion's amazing. It's available exclusively through me right here at MightyMagaLion.com. And my wife, Kathy, and I partnered up with Dee, who's one of my moderators in the chat, and we created the Mighty MAGA Lion, which is absolutely amazing. And he's got his MAGA hat on. Looks just like Trump, of course. Trump's the lion. And has 45 on the side, MAGA on the front. And if you go to MightyMagaLion.com, you can order yours. And these are limited edition collector's items available exclusively through us right here at MightyMagaLion.com. They make great gifts, so you might want to buy one for yourself and then buy one for your kids or grandkids or your significant other. MightyMagaLion.com. All right? And when you do that, you're supporting the show too. This is the first one off the assembly line. This is Mighty MAGA Lion number 1, and I'm keeping it. This is the first one off the assembly line. So MightyMagaLion.com, order yours, and of course, you're supporting all of my content when you do that. But this, I mean, you know, I only found out. See, this is what I mean. This is why it's so important when these things happen. Like, if Glenn Beck had not found out about this charity thing with Fox and had not gone on Eric Bolling, I would not have found out about this satanic Christian singer. And I said I found out about this because after I watched the Glenn Beck interview on Newsmax on YouTube, YouTube recommends other videos, and they recommended me a video exposing this person. And then I went on their Instagram and found that very disturbing photograph. And we've got problems, guys. We've got a lot of problems, and we've got to stand up and not be silent and take care of these things, because if we don't stand up, it's going to get worse. And you know, the woke liberal mob are attacking us from every direction. You know, and they're attacking us on so many directions. They got so many balls up in the air. It is very, very difficult to focus in. Bill in the chat says maybe that singer's a false Christian. Well, I'll agree with that, but they're being recognized and honored by other Christian singers. So as Christian music have the top acts in Christian music today, the top new hot acts, have they been infiltrated by these Satanist wokester liberals that are creating their own religion? And you know, these are the top acts that are current. So they're the ones that young Christians are listening to in their church youth groups and things, in their retreats and youth groups. And what are they doing? What are they learning? They destroyed our Boy Scouts. They've infiltrated our colleges and our public school system. They've infiltrated so many aspects of our society, and you assume that, you know, the church is safe from this crap, and then you find this. So I mean, I know it's upsetting. Now, Vivek Ramaswamy, he's now tied for second place with Ron DeSanctimonious. I'm getting text messages in this group text about this engagement. Hold on a second. That's amazing. Yeah. Hold on, I'm going to tell them. Hold on. I'm just writing them back because I'm in this group text. Okay. All right. I'm just congratulating them for their engagement. Oh, my goodness. So Ramaswamy, he's now tied with DeSantis for second place in the Republican poll here. The Kaplan Strategy Survey released on Thursday found that both candidates claim the support of 12% of likely GOP voters, coming second to President Trump, who maintains a 48% lead in this particular poll. Now, I'll tell you, Ramaswamy, everyone likes Ramaswamy. I saw him speak in person at that event I went to, the Turning Point USA event I was at last Saturday, and his speech was impressive. He's likable, and everyone likes him and everything else. And I got nothing against Ramaswamy, but I don't know much about him. I don't think anyone knows much about him, and just because he's to me, it's very dangerous to take someone we know nothing about and start to elevate them. However, what Ramaswamy is good at, he's good at taking down these liberals in live interviews and live debates, right? He's done this several times. If you haven't seen him on The Breakfast Club, that was beautiful. He even did a better job on The Breakfast Club. That's that Charlemagne the God show. Then he did a better job against that crew than he did with Don Lemon, who he destroyed live on CNN. So he's very good. So I know a lot of people talk about Ramaswamy being vice president. Maybe, whoever Trump picks, I'm going to support because I'm a Trump guy. But after we've got that snake traitor Pence and this other Benedict Arnold, Ron DeSanctimonious, and this Beatrice Arnold, that we have Nikki Haley, we got to be very careful on who we elevate. And I just don't think any of us know enough about Ramaswamy to say that he should be vice president. I'll tell you why too, is because whoever is Trump's vice president, this is the most important vice presidential pick in modern history because President Trump's second term is non-consecutive term, which is awesome. He's not going to have a term after that. This is his last term. So whoever the vice president is really a lock, unless they really screw up, is a lock to be the nominee in 2028. And I'm just not prepared to put someone that we know nothing about in that kind of position, okay? So I think we need to be cautious, very cautious about that. But what I'd like to see Ramaswamy do, but this is not what he wants to do. He's some rich billionaire. He wants to be in charge and all that. He's so good in these interviews and debates. I'd like to see him on television a lot defending the MAGA positions, like Ann Coulter used to do for Republicans years ago. He could do a lot of help to us by endorsing President Trump, getting behind President Trump, and going on television interviews, advocating, and radio and podcasting, and advocating for President Trump. I think he would do very good at that. And anyone who's running for president right now, who after everything that's happened to President Trump, we got another indictment coming. Every month there's an indictment now, and they're still running against him and not circling the wagons around him, is someone you got to watch out for. So I'm not one of these people that's just jumping on this Ramaswamy train for some reason. And I don't know why he's so popular among people. I don't know why. He says the good things. I haven't heard Ramaswamy say anything I would disagree with. He says all the right things, but am I the only one who's a little cautious about him? If I'm not, I don't think something's wrong with me. I think something's wrong with everybody else, which is the definition of insanity. But no, don't elevate Ramaswamy too quick without us knowing much about him. Now, I'm not going to get too much into this, because I talked so much about Fox News in the beginning, but Laura Ingraham sent a warning out to Trump. She calls him self-destructive. Okay. Well, I'm not going to take advice from anyone on Fox News Channel, okay? Now, if Laura Ingraham was taking a stand against that satanic charity donation thing they got going on at Fox News, and their Planned Parenthood donation, I'd listen to her. But while she's over there at Fox News, who's giving donations to the Satanic Temple and Planned Parenthood, I don't think she should be giving advice to anyone else because she doesn't know what she's doing. Now, DeSantis gave an interview, and he talked to Russell Brand. He's trying to be a hipster. And Ron DeSantis tells Russell Brand that January 6th was not an insurrection, but merely a protest that had turned violent. The thing about Ron DeSantis, what Ron DeSantis is doing at this point in time is he's doing what I would consider to be like a conservative version of virtue signaling. You know what I mean? He's throwing a lot of conservative things out and talking points out that he thinks conservatives will grab onto so they'll support him, okay? And Ron DeSantis is going to be saying a lot of things that are like that you'll say, yeah, I agree with him on that, but don't let yourself be won over by this lying traitor Benedict Arnold. I'm glad he's our governor and not these liberal jerks he was running against. Andrew Gillum, who he beat in the first race, was being promoted as the next Obama. And Andrew Gillum, that he beat in his first run for governor, because of President Trump's endorsement, by the way, they were going to run that guy for president. And what happened? A few weeks after Ron DeSantis became governor, the Democrat ended up in a Miami, on the floor, naked, in a Miami Beach motel room with a gay male prostitute naked in the bed above him. He was on the floor. The gay hooker was in the bed surrounded by some type of illegal drugs. That would have been our governor. So I'm glad that DeSantis became our governor and not that guy. And the guy he ran against last time, Charlie Crist, used to be our governor. He used to be a Republican, became a Democrat. He's a bad dude too. But we can't let this guy, Ron DeSantis, anywhere near leadership positions. He cannot be trusted. He lied to all of us in Florida. Now, Laura Ingraham offered some advice to him. She told him to stop talking about Florida, that people in these primary states don't care about Florida. This is the advice I give to Ron DeSantis. Drop out of the campaign. His campaign's almost over. His fundraising's dried up. He's been firing people. Get back to Florida. Get back to your job. Go to Mar-a-Lago. Beg President Trump for forgiveness. And then come out and have a press conference and endorse President Trump. And apologize to the people of Florida for lying to us because we thought you were MAGA. He runs around telling everyone that he turned Miami Republican and all this stuff. That's bull. Donald Trump turned Miami Republican, okay? He won re-election because we thought he was with Trump. And we thought he was going to be the second MAGA president in 2028. And our biggest concern with Ron DeSantis was that it's unfortunate that he can't be Trump's running mate since they're both Florida residents. I can smell something good. My wife's cooking. I can smell some cooking in the other room. So good. I'm hungry, and after the stream, I'll go and eat some of that cooking of my wife's that I'm smelling. But Ron DeSantis isn't going to do any of that. He still has some fantasy that he's going to be a somebody. And I've been saying for months now that Ron DeSantis is unelectable forever. So I'm getting more texts from the group text. Let me check here, guys. Hold on, because I just congratulated them. Yes. Oh, man, that's exciting. Exciting stuff. Oh, man. See, you guys should go on our cruise. Maybe you can meet the love of your life, too. Pretty exciting. But no, Ron DeSantis, I am concerned about Ron DeSantis because when he's forced out of the race, and he will, he's holding on, he's hoping in his mind that these polls are lies and that when we get these first primaries in the beginning of the year, that he might be able to eke out a victory in one or two of them. That's his fantasy. He's hoping he's going to have a good moment in these debates. We got the Fox News debate next month. Trump's not going to be there, so he'll be center stage, and he's thinking he's going to come out of that debate looking good and with some momentum. But as I've been telling you, he has gotten creamed in his last debates. He's done I've seen him debate his last two opponents, and he was destroyed. And he was debating weirdos, liberal weirdos that are weak, with a lot of baggage, and they cleaned his clock. But nobody watches the gubernatorial debates except the people in that state, and even people in the state, very few of them watch it. And the debate's going to be a non-event. I don't imagine that the candidates that are going to be in the Fox News debate, Trump's not there, I don't think they're going to attack each other. I think they'll all be competing to be the biggest never Trumper. But if those other candidates, if someone like Vivek Ramaswamy, who's now seeing second place as possible if he can get DeSantis out of the way, if Ramaswamy starts going after DeSantis, and there's a lot of things to go after DeSantis on, DeSantis could find himself done after that first debate. You know, there's a lot of problems in Florida. I've talked about some of them. Homeowners insurance companies, 4 of them, 4 major ones have left the state of Florida. Farmers Insurance just left. That's a big deal because we're in hurricane season. And homeowners insurance is important, I guess, wherever you are, if you're a homeowner. But when you're in a place like Florida where we get hurricanes, and it's difficult. And what's happened with these insurance companies leaving Florida is homeowners insurance has gone through the roof. Kathy and I, our homeowners insurance is so expensive right now. It is really expensive. And this is happening to everyone. I've talked a few times. My mother is thinking about not continuing her homeowners insurance. It's gotten so expensive for her. She lives by the beach. She's in a zone that's a little more at risk than where I'm at for flooding and things like this. And a lot of people, and so that's a big issue in Florida, not outside of Florida, but it's a big issue in Florida. We got a big homeless crisis in Florida of not bums and drug addicts like you got in California and LA. We've got a homeless problem of working people that are living in expensive cars with their kids because rent prices have gone through the roof because so many people have moved to Florida. Rent prices have gone so high that hardworking people that work in offices are homeless. And local news does a lot of reporting on this. But DeSantis, he's not been asked any. There's other problems in Florida too, but he's got a lot of weaknesses. And if Ramaswamy goes after Ron DeSantis after that first debate will look like what he is, a very weak and pathetic candidate. Have any of you seen The Sound of Freedom? You know, I'm not going to see The Sound of Freedom, not because it's not a great movie and everything. I've mentioned this. I don't go and see movies about kids getting hurt. I mean, I'm sorry. I'm just not going to go see it. I don't see movies about kids or animals being hurt. But The Sound of Freedom has passed $100 million at the box office, and it's beating the new Mission Impossible, which is absolutely amazing because The Sound of Freedom is an independent movie, a low-budget movie. Jim Caviezel's well known if you're in conservative Christian circles. He was Jesus in The Passion of the Christ, but he's not Tom Cruise. He doesn't have a big movie studio behind him. In fact, the media aren't even promoting the movie. The most of the media that cover the movie, all they do is bash the movie and everything, and that it's hit $100 million without really any meaningful promotion, negative publicity, without a household name movie star. I know we all know Jim Caviezel, but most people don't. He's not a household name outside of conservative Christian circles, and it's beating Mission Impossible and broke $100 million. That's a miracle in itself. It's absolutely amazing, and it's really a poll. If you think about it, it's a poll to show you how mainstream the conservative viewpoint is in this country. There are so many conservatives in this country that we've made a movie #1 by far that's had zero publicity through just word of mouth, and it's very unusual for that to happen. And there's been Christian movies that have come out that Christians have been into, but they haven't done that well. But the Sound of Freedom, I kind of look at it kind of like a presidential poll, if you know what I mean by that, and that's a good thing. I may watch it eventually when it's on cable or something, but it's just not not easy for me to go watch movies about kids or animals. Now, if you'd like to support my content, my channel, my podcast, the radio show, great way to do that is go to mypillow.com and use my promo code Kane at checkout. You can take advantage of all the specials at mypillow.com with my promo code Kane at checkout, Kane, not just the ones I talk about. The MyPillow My Slippers as low as $25. They have new sizes that are big and wide for the men. They have smaller sizes for women and kids that are new and a whole bunch of new colors. And you can see there's just so many great specials going on that are flashing through here. No matter what the special says, you can take advantage of it. The 20th anniversary MyPillow, just $19.98 with my promo code Kane at checkout. The MyPillow 2.0 with cooling technology, buy one, get one free with my promo code Kane at checkout, Kane. And I have most of these products here at home. The MyPillow 3-inch mattress topper 2.0. We just bought my daughter one with cooling technology. That's 40% off and free shipping with my promo code Kane. So if you'd like to support my content, go to mypillow.com and buy something, okay, guys? And when you do that, you'll definitely be supporting all of my content. I want to go through a couple polls here. If you're new, make sure that you subscribe. And everyone, if you're already subscribed, do me the favor of liking the video. That helps a lot. But look at this. New poll out. Trump leads Biden by 18 points among independents. And, you know, that's so huge, guys, because when we get into election time, all the talking heads and all the news media, the Republicans are decided, the Republicans and the Democrats, their minds are made up. It's always a fight for the independent vote. That's all they're not talking about it now because Trump's doing so well. But the independent vote, Trump leads Biden by 18 points. I mean, that's absolutely amazing, right? That's absolutely amazing. And that's the path towards victory right there. I mean, he's winning among independents. That is so unusual for a Republican because people that are independent typically are people that don't follow news and don't follow politics. But there's so much suffering going on in this country financially. Inflation's a big one, the cost of everything. But there's so much suffering going on in this country because of Biden. And people that don't follow the news, don't follow politics, they don't know who Vivek Ramaswamy is. Okay? They're behind President Trump over Biden because they know that when Trump was in office, life was good and things were affordable. And now they're not under this guy. And, you know, you look at what's going on. There was this, the whistleblowers, and some new information came out about Biden's bribe. Biden took a $10 million bribe from Burisma in Ukraine. Why is he still in office? Why has he not been removed from office? Why is Kevin McCarthy not beginning impeachment proceedings this weekend after everything? You know, on yesterday's stream, I'd asked a question. I said, you know, out of every country in the world, is it just a coincidence that we are in a war in Ukraine in the same country that bribed Biden? Do you think that's just a coincidence? It's too coincidental for me. So here's a new poll. This is Breitbart. Here's another one. Look at this. Surveys show blowout leads for President Trump in the Republican primary. He has a double-digit lead in both Michigan and Iowa. Let's see here. The first survey released yesterday goes days after Trump announced he was a target of a J6 criminal investigation and indictment, found Trump with a tremendous lead in the Michigan primary with 69% of the support. Ron DeSantis comes in 56 points behind Trump at 13 points, and no other candidate saw double-digit support. So he is 56 points ahead of DeSantis in Iowa and Michigan at 69. I mean, that's amazing. That's amazing. Here we got another one. This one here. This is Utah. Let's see what's going on in Mitt Romney's Utah. Trump has struggled to win trust in Utah. You know, they got Mitt Romney there. Okay. Despite leading in national polls as well as several other state-level surveys, he leads DeSantis in Florida as well as New Hampshire and South Carolina. DeSantis has shown signs of strength in Utah, but the Desert News Hinckley Institute of Politics shows him falling behind. DeSantis stood as the frontrunner in the state with a 27% to Trump's 26%, but now Trump has taken the lead. The one place where DeSantis had any hope was in Mitt Romney's Utah, and he's losing there now to President Trump. So this is just victory for Trump every step of the way. Now, there's one last thing before I go that I want to just mention here. And I was waiting for this to get some time, to get some developments. Rand Paul's Kentucky office caught on fire. There's an investigation. This story's barely in the news. Here you got Rand Paul, who was almost murdered in his front yard while he was mowing the grass. He was attacked by a deranged Democrat neighbor. Remember that? Beat him, and so hard that he had a collapsed lung. The Antifa attacked Rand Paul and his wife leaving the White House. Remember that? And now his Kentucky office has burned down. Do you think this is arson or a coincidence? I mean, why do they target Rand Paul out of every Republican? Why is he the one that's always so targeted by these leftists? But I don't think it's just a coincidence or an accident that his Kentucky office burned down. It's got to be arson. This guy's attacked and attacked and attacked by these anarchist leftists time and time again. I don't know why the Democrats target him more than any other Republican, but they do. Could you imagine if the district office of any Democrat burned down? Do you think you'd hear about it in the news? This Rand Paul story, you got to go out of your way and search for it. And it's very difficult to find. Listen, if you're new to my channel, make sure you subscribe. And everyone that's already subscribed, make sure you like the video if you don't mind. And click that notification bell so you get a notification when I go live. My name's Brian Craig. This is where MAGA comes to talk. Thanks, everyone, for joining the stream. If you're not watching live, leave your comments on everything I've talked about, and I do read the comments. Thanks, everyone, for watching. I'll see you next time.